That's just a testament to how incredible and powerful my morning was. I just got off an incredible networking Zoom in our private Mom Link community with a group of amazing women who truly believe in women supporting women and the power of collaboration. And so that's what I'm here to do, bringing it to you live every Tuesday. Here with the MomLink community, and of course, one of our incredible MomLink members, one of the leaders in our community, Miss Jennae Pitts, your travel guru expert. And we are here with part 2 because lots of you were asking, we want more information on how to leverage travel in our business and adding an additional source of revenue for our business. We had a quick conversation in part 1 with Jennae about so many businesses and entrepreneurs who are leaving money on the table. That's right, you heard me. Leaving money on the table for the things you're already doing, but how you can be using travel to really leverage that additional source of income. So without further ado, we've got Ms. Jennae Pitts here. Jennae, take the mic. Let us know, what are we going to be talking about today? What are those tips that you're going to be sharing with the community about how to be leveraging travel?
All right, so super duper excited. And we're going to make this quick. It's about to be a 30-minute segment. So get your pencil and your paper out. Get ready to get your notes done. Get ready to get some copious notes so that you can get this information. So we mentioned weddings just very briefly last week. So we're going to talk about wedding coordinators. Wedding coordinators. If you are a wedding coordinator, I'm talking to you. Event planners. Event planners, I'm talking to you. If you are coaches, I am talking to you. If you are a fitness trainer, yoga instructor, I am definitely talking to you about leaving this money on the table, doing what you guys are already doing anyway. And some of you guys are thinking about getting ready to level up your programs to that next level to do this anyway too. So let's go ahead and get started, Crystal. I remember Crystal mentioned last week she did a destination wedding, right, y'all? Because I want you to understand, this is really not just for businesses. This is for individuals. So she was like, girl, yeah, I did all the work. I did the decorations. And she had it at a resort, right? But she was doing all the work. And she spent 15,000. And that's a Crystal. That was at least 5 figures with a comma that you left on the table that went to that supplier and not you. So could you imagine coming back from your destination wedding after you spent, that money? Okay. And well, 15K. And then come back and be like, oh, but then you got a direct deposit of 2,000-3,000. Like, it kind of makes you feel a little bit better about some things to be like, oh, that part. So I thought that was really funny to say, girl, doing all that work, you're doing it anyway, so you didn't put yourself in the way. I call this little thing right here my financial tool, because we all book what? We either book trips, like we either searching for trips through this real quick, like, because this is the easiest access, right? We pay a monthly bill on this, but instead of me paying a bill, I'm getting a return on my investment from this smart thing. It's gonna make my business even smarter because I'm like, okay, what's going on with these rates and how much money I can make off of it. So we've all been guilty of doing it. So now it's time to make that money off of it. So let's talk about these wedding coordinators, Crystal. You were a wedding coordinator.
I was.
You were a wedding coordinator.
Oh my goodness. And in my past life, I have coordinated so many events. So when it came to my wedding, I was like, I don't need a wedding coordinator. I can coordinate that myself. I'm an experienced traveler. I know how to book flights. I know how to book everything for travel. So I'm like, I'm doing it myself. Why do I need to pay somebody? So I did that. And we all know lots goes into wedding planning, and name it. I did it. I booked all the flights myself. I booked whatever it was, the entertainment coming to the wedding. And this was an all-inclusive resort. So I picked an all-inclusive package. And I just planned and did all the work myself. And Jennae, let me tell you something really funny to go along with this story. I booked and I planned my own wedding in St. Martin, the beautiful country of St. Martin. I absolutely perfect destination. But here is a little bit of the kicker to the story. My husband actually didn't show up for the wedding. He had an expired passport.
Goodbye.
And didn't actually make it to our wedding. But thankfully, because I had planned it all, I had brought all my decor with me. I had brought all of the guest favors and everything. I was a quick change from the wedding coordinator myself to change the date to the very last day before everybody flew out, and we still made it happen. So thankfully, I was the event coordinator, but not thankful that I actually left the money on the table. So yes, I paid 15 grand to put this wedding together. I had about 40, 50 guests come out. 40, 50
Ooh.
guests come out to St. Martin, all on the same flight together. And there was no return on being the event coordinator, being the wedding planner. I didn't get paid for that. And in fact, Jennae, I love that we're talking about this because I thought I was saving myself money, and I'm sure I did save myself money, but I actually could have made some money, and I probably left money out on the table. So explain to us, just as a non-business owner. I know, Mary, wow, right? OMG, my husband didn't make the wedding. There's a bigger story to that, ladies, and I'll definitely share that one day. But we're happily married, and let me tell you, that was a story, though, we'll continue to share, and today we get to laugh about it. We may have not laughed at the time, but anyways, Jennae, I love that we're talking about how to, even just not even in business, but just as everybody who's planning their wedding, you do a huge portion of the wedding planning, especially in destination weddings or even non-destination weddings. If you're planning your honeymoon, if you're planning anything to do with your wedding, you're technically a planner. You're technically an event coordinator. So tell me, Jennae, how could have I made money off of planning my own wedding, destination wedding?
Listen, you said, I mean, you said it so great. So all you have to do is simply become a part of the travel industry. Inside of the travel industry, you're giving credentials, right? Credentials that's going to identify you as a travel designer, travel advisor, that gets you that conversation that you're already having with the resort. The only thing that you're saying, okay, so you were in St. Martin, right? And so you were talking probably to the manager of sales, or the concierge. And the only thing you left out of your whole entire conversation, oh, by the way, my credentials are dot, 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 dot. Can you please add it to my booking? That whole conversation changes to then I'm saying, oh, you are? Da, da, da. You're in the industry?
Wait. You're telling me that's what I needed to do was call up my booking group, call up the supplier, the hotel, the resort, and say, I'm an event coordinator? And that would have changed the game?
Yep, with the travel advisor credentials. So let's be clear. So inside the industry, you don't have to go to school. Because listen, there are schools, there's programs out there that you go to school to be a travel advisor, right? And so I want people to understand you don't have to go to school. I invested $200, Crystal. I didn't want to tell you because you spent $15,000. But I invested $200, and my overhead for the year is less than $800, and that's just to maintain my credentials, my continuing education credits, and my relationships and access to these suppliers. Versus you, it's still $800, and you paid out $15,000 and didn't get nothing back. So you see how that's a disparage between the return on investment. Your marriage is great, but as far as the money goes, right? Good, right? So let's talk about the money. So when you become a travel advisor, that means you get credentials. So when you would have said you're an event planner, which that's your primary, you can be an event planner and add travel to your event planning business. And then when you're doing these events at these venues, you're doing tickets, all of that, you're just adding your credentials to that conversation so that now the people you're working with, the supplier, they now know to deduct that commission from their price to pay you directly.
Wow.
Otherwise, it just goes right back into back into that. So
Wow.
it was amazing. So like you spent 15,000. So let's say 15,000. That was total. That was including the rooms and all of that, right? So
No.
yeah. Oh, what? No.
Oh, no. 15,000 was just to have the wedding happen at the event. 40 people paid $1,700 each.
Oh, oh my God.
Let me do the math. Hold on. Let me see. Jennae.
Oh, I'm gonna do the other math up here so I can tell you. I don't know if you want to hear it though.
Okay, that's 68,000 plus the 15 then.
Okay, so take 70% of that off of that. So take that and the 15,000 and then take 70% from that.
All right, hold on. Take 70% from the 83.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nobody judge me here. I'm not the fastest with math here. What is this?
I'm slowly pulling up mine.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize it included all of everybody who attended who also paid the same resort. That's insane. And here I am saying it only cost 15,000.
So you said 83,000 total?
Yeah.
So that was $58,100. That's 70% of that 83,000, right? And let's just say all of that was commissionable, like where you can get commission off of it. So we're just saying that this is commissionable because some things like taxes and stuff is not commissionable. It's like the subtotal that is. But let's just say the whole 83,000 was. But even if it won, I can even take 10,000 of that off, and it'd be like 48,000. And the reason why I know this is holding true is because I know a young lady who did a destination wedding just like yours, and so yours is at 58,000. Say we take 10,000 off. That's not commissionable. And then let's give our host agency, because some people, we have a host agency, which gives us these, great commission rates and stuff. So let's just say 10,000 goes to the host agency, but you now are pocketing $38,000.
Wow.
$38,000. So, and that's not unnormal for a destination wedding. That's about 40 people plus the venue. That's about, the average, because like I said, hers was 34,000. So when you have a wedding coordinator who all the time deals with who? The bride, the groom, their families, the whole shebang. And let's just say you don't even go out the country. You're here in the continental United States. You're doing a traditional church wedding, but still people fly in, they get hotels, they get rental cars, you get the space for the reception, you got the space, for the venue at the church, right? Which is not commissionable, y'all, but you get another space, which most people do it at another venue, the reception. So now the wedding coordinator does this around the clock. That's their business full time. So let's just say they got 20 clients a month, for example, 20 clients a month. And they're just paying, they're just charging them their wedding coordinator fee, and they didn't add the travel to it. Could you imagine just based off what you just said, how much money on top of what they're already making goes back into their business just for $200 coming in? And I told you my overhead is less than $800 annually, right? I'm just saying. That's leaving money on the table. But I just realized that people don't know what they don't know. We as entrepreneurs don't know everything. We don't. We in a focused industry, and we don't tie the two together, how wedding coordinator can actually benefit as a travel advisor. Now, do they have to promote and book travel like that? No, they're doing it for their clients anyway. So they're just adding that to their piece of their pot to be able to put more money into it. They're still a wedding coordinator. They're still an event planner.
Wow. Like my mind is blown right now, because if I were to tell you the amount of vacations that I have coordinated with we travel lots, right? So even my family, I've got a big family. So like even in March, we're headed down south, and there's 16 of us, and we all booked at the same place. And I found it. I did the research. I did the booking. And I just used Red Tag to do it. So I left money on the table again.
Left money on the table. Left money on the table. So even if you're not a business owner, as we said again, Crystal is a great example now as an individual. She just became an entrepreneur and a business owner. So now I'm showing her how that she, put money back into her business. But as an individual, even if she didn't have a business, it still would apply. You still, it just doesn't go with business. It's just, again, people don't know what they don't know. And I've learned to help business owners in their industry learn how to capitalize and monetize on the travel to add back into their business, because there's money that they didn't even count, first and foremost. So if you want to do some equipment updates, for example, some system operations update, some automations update, that you want to do for your business, but those are all business expenses, right? So just think about that extra money that you wasn't even counting as a part of your business plan or portfolio, or even in your business budget, because you were only basing it off of like a per person capital of how much you're going to make a profit based off these amount of sales, not even including putting the travel on the table to get money back. So now you can get that extra stuff that you had to hold off on. If you needed that vehicle for your business and you were like, yes, I'm gonna be stretching it out a little bit, I don't think I need that right now. But if you're a wedding coordinator and your sales are this much a month, and you can add to that, or if you're an event planner, and the event planners, let me tell you, event planners do tickets too, right? They do like Super Bowl parties, which is coming up, right? So they may not be going to the Super Bowl, but they're doing Super Bowl parties, right? So they're getting the venue together and everything. But let's just say, oh, by the way, and where they're located where the Super Bowl is going to be, there's different concerts going on, different events going on, and they put that as a part of their package as an event planner, along with, let's just say they're not flying. Because I know from DC to New York, you can get a party bus going back and forth, for example. The party bus is actually commissionable. There's suppliers out there that have party buses that when you call, because I have, and say, oh, yes, I'm in the travel industry. Do you guys do commissions on your party buses? Oh, yeah. And if they don't, they think about, well, we have to think about it. What we can discuss that. Oh, absolutely can discuss it. So then you now, again, opening the door to put an additional stream of income back in your pocket on the trip that you're already doing as an event planner anyway, to include concert tickets that you put in that package already, to include that party bus that you gathered and all that.
So is what you're telling me what's missing from what people are already doing, from what women in business are already doing, whether you're an event planner, whether you're planning your own wedding, whether you are organizing a summit, a conference, a staff meeting, or you have people coming all together in one, you're telling me the only thing that needs to be done is ask the question or so either ask the question about commissions, like the example you just asked or you used for the party bus, or is it certifying yourself as a travel advisor, Jennae? Is that what you're saying?
No, ma'am, because remember I said you ain't got to go to school, right?
Yeah.
So here's the deal, you guys. Most of the time in the industry, you will have a host agency. A host agency is someone that's been established for quite some time. You need to do your research on it to make sure that the one that you select is actually really good. Like, for example, my host agency, which is the Cadillac of the industry, because they invented the home-based model for us to even be able to do this, but they're 30 years old, right? So 30 years in standing, that says a lot about them, right? And so those relationships that the host agencies open up is those relationships with like Marriott, with like Disney, with like, Ticketmaster, the venues for entertainment and tickets. So they're allowed, because they're like, okay, well, who are you who is Crystal of the Mom Link? We don't really know you. So why would we give you X amount of percentage of our commission and pay you for that? You only bring in a small gambit to the table. But a host agency has so many, like we have 78,000 travel advisors under our host agency right now. And so that big enough amount bring negotiation power to the table when you're talking about partnerships with Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, and different suppliers like that, to where you can get paid these commissions. So that is the staying power. But you don't have to be certified, because once you come into a host agency, they're going to train you. They train you. That's included in your overhead.
Okay, I'm trying to wrap my brain around this because I'm not leaving money on the table any longer. I'm going to continue to plan events and do the event coordinating aspect in my business and in life. So I never want to be in that position again. So what are you saying to me then? I didn't even know this was a thing. I don't think anybody knows a host agency. I never even heard about this. I just went to group, when you go to the group bookings or the group travel on these all these
Mhm.
websites, you think you're getting a deal when you wait 1 month, 2 months to find out, can you give me a better deal than what's already on the internet? And they come back with like $20 off each ticket. And you're like, how's that a special group booking? I'm bringing you 20 people. So what was missing? I know, Jennae, you're laughing. I just went through this. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. So there's an actual company, there's an actual industry like yours, and it's called, like, how would I even know to look for somebody like you?
So exactly. It's all either word of mouth, as we're having now, or just educating. And so when I got into this industry 5 years ago, look, I was just like you, Crystal. I ain't gonna even lie. But I have shared my vision with someone who is my battle buddy because I was still in the military. And, I have a secret security clearance and all that. And she had a top secret security clearance because she was intelligence. And so she was like, Jennae, I know you want to travel. She said, I found something. She said, I found something. And someone told her. So I was like, whoa, really? And when she gave me the information on it, I was able to then educate myself. It wasn't like right now, as if I'm doing right now. I just said, I think more people need to know. And I think more people need to be educated on it because some people don't know. They look at a travel advisor and they say, oh, they're going to get my money. Are they, I'm just saying,
You're
that's the truth.
assuming about the group bookings, they're making commission and you're not. You're just bringing them the business. So what you're doing is telling me you reversed engineered this. They bring, yes, the business over, but they help you actually make a commission. So somebody's planning, my gosh, I'm like, my mind is blown. You want to plan your birthday and you want to fly in all your friends from all over. You want to plan your birthday and everybody's going to Mexico, Bahamas, wherever. And you have a group of committed 20 people.
20 people.
You can actually make money and gift yourself a birthday present and have all your friends there with you celebrating.
That whole part. So like I tell, like, for example, when you call, like, let's just say Disney, or let's just say Carnival, or you call Norwegian, mostly Carnival, because Carnival is very popular. It's a party boat. Everybody likes to get on the groove. Very economically friendly. When you call them, you're talking to a person. You're talking to an agent, right? They also like how it's so crazy. You're paying Carnival, but they hired them to get, bookings, and they actually pay them like a little commission, or, that's why that person's always like, can I call you back? And they want to stick with you because now you're a part of them, so they can get, they get a commission, they get, some benefits from you. And the more they book in sales, the better it is, right? But I'm like, well, you can do it yourself though. You that person. Don't call them because you already done the work. All you're doing is giving them the credit card number information. And you already did the research online. You know what ship you want to go on. You know the destination, what port you want to go out of. You know the destination you want to go to. So you didn't did everything. And now you're calling them, say, I have a 20 people that I want to bid 10 cabins for. We want to go on the whatever ship that they want to go on these dates. They're going to say, okay, here's the confirmation number. Here's how much you got to pay. All right, here's the credit card number. That's stuff that people do all the time.
Yeah.
You've done it all the time.
Yeah.
But then again, they're getting paid. You're not getting paid. So we're just trying to help people understand, even in business, for example, even coaches, for example, I just did a retreat package. Now, y'all all know, y'all seen retreats are everywhere, right? Burnout for the entrepreneur, reset retreat, or
like
the health and wellness retreat.
Yeah.
All these retreats, you see them already being publicized by individual coaches or fitness instructors or health and wellness gurus. But what I found out, because I just want to ask behind the scenes, I was like, oh, so you're part of this travel industry. That's my question. I'm like, so you're a part of travel. I see all these retreats you're doing. You must be a part of the travel industry. Because to me, they gotta be, when they're doing all these retreats. Crystal, it's amazing to say that they're like, no, no, we're not. And I'm like, wait a minute. So can you tell me how you do your retreats? They do the retreats the same way as my company does the retreats, the exact same way. And I'm like, they get benefits too, because they bring so many people. But again, what they left, I'm going to give you an example. And so I just completed a retreat where it's going to be like 20 people, for example, which is about an average of 20 to 30 is for a retreat. 20 to 30 people that's going to be going there. And they have a package that the coach created to include, some extra bonuses for her clients, right? So their cost, I think, is under $2,500 per person, basically. Now, and that includes the coach's fees, for doing the retreat. So on top of that, the coach is going to get like a return on her investment of creating this retreat of something she's already doing, 9,000 minimum to 11,000, and that's not even including her covered expenses of her travel too as well. Because when you invite people to become, go on your retreat, they want to like get a benefit of not having to pay for their flight, and they want to be able to get their lodging, that makes sense. That's a good
Yeah.
even trade. So if you're able to do that and then you're still able to make a profit over 9 G's, come on now, somebody help me to help you to make it make sense for you. I
Yeah.
don't know what else it does need to take, Sometimes my coach he said, if it don't make sense to people, Jennae, don't beat your head up against the wall. Just keep on going past those people that it don't
Okay,
make
so
sense to.
I have a question with that example there. So the example you just gave, let's say that individual didn't come to you and access kind of your knowledge and expertise on how they could not leave that money on the table. Let's say they went the other way and they scaled up the prices for their clients to attend the retreat, and that's how they were going to make some money off the top. What's the difference in the money on the table there?
So if you guys ever seen the average cost of retreats, what is the price? I'm gonna ask you, Crystal. How much do you usually see retreats go for?
I'd say $3,000 and up is what I've
And,
seen. I haven't done too much research, but I have seen them pretty hefty
and
prices. And I won't lie, as an experienced travel person myself, they're very appealing to me. And just even as a coaching business, if you offer that up to your clientele and an opportunity, I'm all about women connecting and collaborating. So that appeals to me. But when I see a price point of 3,500, 4,500, I'm like, that does not appeal to me, because obviously I'm an experienced seasonal seasoned traveler. So I'm like, no, I can't, I'm not paying that, right? Even if as badly as I want to attend the retreat. So when you just said 2,500, I'm like, okay, now we're talking. And that seems a lot more feasible and reasonable, for somebody who want to participate in a retreat. So I'd say, to answer your question, 35 to 5 is what I've seen out there.
absolutely, and that's about right, Crystal. You're out. That's right. That is true. That is a true statement. And not only that, most of that doesn't include flights. That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
the hotel and all the extra little stuff that they have in it. That 2,500 included the flights,
That's
the
insane to
excursions, and
me.
everything else in there. So you ask what the difference is.
Yeah.
So most times you have to pay up front for these resorts, for these villas. Most coaches like villas, and some like resorts and stuff like that. But a lot of them ask for like half for the villa for sure. If you're doing villas, they ask for that up front. So
Wow.
they have to upcharge, like you just said. What's the difference? The difference is in the cost, because they have to upcharge you to be able to pay that money off in the front end of it, and also get their money to pay themselves as well. But again, when you're in the travel industry, not only do you learn when you're doing retreats over and over again, you start building relationships with these suppliers and these owners or these property managers of these villas, who are looking for you like you're looking for them. And when they know you're bringing 20 to 30 people on a consistent basis, and you're going to do this on an annual basis, then they're going to work with you so hard to get
Yeah.
that bottom line to where you absolutely need it to be. And yes, some coaches say, well, I do that anyway. Beat my price. Actually, matter of fact, it wasn't even $2,500. I want you to beat from Costa Rica, a round trip going from, let's just say, DCA to Costa Rica, round trip to include all the excursions. We're talking about 4 different excursions: horseback riding, we're talking about ATVing, zip lining, beach day, chef band, all you can eat. Oh, I just forgot. That's
I know.
all you can, all
That
inclusive.
includes food too. That's
That's through
insane.
a private chef every day, on top of that, and a beautiful villa that can sleep 30 people. So you beat this price of $2,058, then you can talk to me about how that works, and then be like, okay, and how you can get that 9,000 to 11,000. But I did that for a reason, because I wanted to show people that the more you learn in the industry, the more you start establishing relationships with people, and you're doing it anyway, all the time, as a coach or as a yoga instructor or as a trainer, then guess what? They work with you, and it gets so much better. Then again, you're getting that money in the end back in your pocket. But also, did I tell you, most times in these cases, you're getting it paid up front. Boy, yeah, we're gonna leave that for a whole different thing. So
Wow.
if you guys want more information, truly, really, and I tell Crystal, I was like, man, I only deal with corporate folks. This was just just to see, because I got tired of seeing so many retreats being so unobtainable for people, because coaches help people, Crystal, and
Mm.
those people need help. And so my mission has always been, 2022 and 2023, is to be able to help people in the way that it's going to level them up, whatever it is in their life. I tell people I'm the real MVP, and I just don't talk about it. I be about it. So understand that when I'm bringing it to the table, it's for you to help your people and for them to get the help that they need. And so that's why it makes it more meaningful. And if it's only less than $200 to invest in something, and then less than $800 to maintain it as your overhead, it's a no-brainer when you're doing it anyway on a whole different scale.
Oh my goodness. Like, I'm literally blown away. I got to do the math and tally up what I left on the table, just personally and professionally and event coordinating wise. Wow, this is an incredible conversation, like mind blowing information. And Jennae, you are right. You are an MVP in the MomLink community. And this is the value, this type of knowledge, information, mentorship is what you bring to the MomLink community. I couldn't thank you enough. And it's just a true testament of the power of the MomLink community, and why every single female identifying entrepreneur needs a community like the MomLink, needs mentorship from people like Jennae Pitts, who's teaching you how not to leave that extra money on the table, and really supporting you in building out those retreats of your dreams without breaking your bank, without breaking the bank of the custom of your clientels, and actually making it such a memorable experience that people don't have to feel yucky about the price that they paid to go and experience what you are putting on. So I love it, Jennae. You are so true. You are helping people. You truly are helping people help people in 2023. And I love that about you. Oh gosh, Jennae, I feel like we could have part 3, part 4, part 5. I'm still at that
Because we're going to tell them, hey, because Crystal and another magnificent coach, I'm going to go ahead and shout her out, Dr. Andrea Diaz, Dr. D, always like, Jennae, you need to do a thing. Their encouragement, her Dr. D don't encourage, he kicks you in your butt. So her kicking me in my butt, saying you need to, get out there and share this information. And Crystal being the other confirmation, and things come in threes for me, like the Trinity. And once that is, I already know, okay, God, I hear you talking to me. So with that, we're going to keep the business of travel going on Tuesdays, 30-minute segments streamed like this, to give information and awareness about how you as a business owner or even a non-business owner can capitalize on the business of travel to be able. And we're going to start out with our segment, but not with Crystal Almeida. We're going to start out with the traveling mama of two. Yeah, y'all didn't know she had a brand name, huh? Right? Yes, we're going to start out with that. And we're going to talk about, family travel. And because a lot of people stress out about family travel. We're going to talk about whether or not you need to take your child to Disney when they're only 2 years old. I'm just saying. We're going to talk about that versus a Disney cruise or you pulling them babies. I mean, it's a real talk because a lot of people don't know what they don't know. And I know for me, I get tired of seeing them babies at Disney. And then the mama and the daddy, they stressed out. Everybody's stressed out. And you paid all this money. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about, just how to make family travel from this ace queen right here who does it on a regular basis with 2. And I did it with 4. So we're going to talk about how that works and how not to allow that to decrease you guys' mojo of getting out, because family travel is very popular and it's very beneficial in a lot of cases. So don't let it fool you, mom and dad. And sometimes y'all can go on family vacations and get a vacation. I'm just saying, learn about it.
True.
So that's going to be next week.
Next week, join us. If you're a mom, if you're a parent, if you're thinking about family travel in 2023, but you're afraid it's going to break the bank, it does not need to. There's some tips and hacks that I'm going to bring to you in terms of being, I travel at least twice a year with my kids, my whole family. I've taken my kids solo with me to Europe, spent a few months in Europe. Like, I've done it all, and I can't wait to share my traveling hacks to make your vacations more enjoyable and a little bit less of the overwhelm, and to make your flight experience a little bit easier if you're a new mom with little ones on your lap. I'd love to share all my tips and hacks on Tuesday with Jennae's Travel Tip Tuesday segment. I'm so excited.
All right. Well, until then, you guys be blessed. Have an amazing transformation, terrific Tuesday. And again, if you want more information from me, you can follow me. I am Jennae Pitts on all my platforms, in parentheses, the travel vet. So if you put in DA Travel VET, I'm going to come up. I'm the only one. Yeah, I said it. I am. So you can find me. It's too easy. And then just, DM me and say you saw me on this segment, or you just want more information about how not to leave money on the table so I can know what we're talking about. All right. You guys be blessed. And thank you, Crystal, again for such a phenomenal platform and for creating the mom link and being able to have little old me to find my voice, as Ms. Wendy said in our segment before. Find your voice and just get it out there and just speak on it, right? And be that subject matter expert for your industry. So thank you so much for being a creator.
If you love the energy, if you love the vibe of what you're seeing from the MomLink community, meeting all of these incredible leaders in our community, don't do 2023 alone in business and entrepreneurship. Literally, find your tribe, find your community of women, or just join the MomLink. Come and join us. We are literally women supporting women, building our businesses, and building community one woman at a time. Click the link, find out more information. That's it for now. Ciao, ladies.
Bye-bye.